Hello everyone, MarshW13 here with a hotel review, and this week we are in Seattle, Washington at the Kimpton Monaco Hotel, which is just a 10-minute walk or so away from the famed Pike Place Market and the waterfront and that sort of thing. And we're in room 801, so it's a king room on the 8th floor. Let's take a look. And I should note that Kimpton Hotels, including this Kimpton Monaco, which is sort of a sub-brand of Kimpton Hotels, is part of the IHG group, which of course owns, it counts the Crowne Plaza and the Holiday Inn, and Staybridge Suites among its brands. But the Kimpton is in its sort of luxury portfolio, and as you can tell, just in this entryway here, there are quite opulent touches here, with the little sitting area there and the very ornate, almost Middle Eastern themed mirror there. And as we proceed out from the entryway into the room itself, we can see this is kind of a single room suite here, in that there's this huge amount of space. It's more or less unutilized space, but and it may not translate properly to the camera, but this is just an absolutely huge room. But again, much of that space is just space, and it sits here in the middle in this vast gap between the bed area, which in itself is in a bit of an enclave there that occupies a great deal of space. But between that space and this sort of working desk area, and then you also have this side area that extends from the straight from the entryway that features yet more vast unutilized space, really, and a side table here that seems to serve no purpose other than to host this Keurig coffee maker, which comes stocked with some Tully's coffee and Celestial Seasonings English breakfast tea, and all the trimmings, creamer, sugar, wooden stirring spoons, and a couple of cups here. Always nice to have a sort of a full-size Keurig here, but I never use these. Sanitation is always in question. And again, vastness just, it really describes this room to a T. You've got a huge wall that's essentially blank except for a couple of pieces of artwork which look like they feature some sort of garden. Not sure if that is intended to be a local scene or if that's perhaps more European. But this door here reveals a closet which doesn't appear to have a light. So not terribly well lit, but you can see there's a lot of space here. Again, you've got even the closet is spacious. Even though it's not classified as walk-in, you can definitely walk in here, I assure you. And as with everything else, the safe is extra large. There's an ice bucket here. Looks like a yoga mat, which is something that you see increasingly, but still I would say probably only in a relatively small percentage of hotels. There is a very nice full-size wooden-handled umbrella, which I suppose may be considered essential here in Seattle, although here in early July, the 4th of July, in fact, we are in the midst of the dry season. And there's an ironing board and iron. Looks like a total of 10 wooden hangers and some interesting looking a pair of bathrobes. They're not terribly soft on the inside or outside, but perhaps that's the new style. Now, as for the rest of the room, I think we've covered a lot of this, but we'll check out the bed again. Even for a king, this just feels like a huge, huge bed. And, you know, this one, I would say maybe a 5 or a 6 on the hardness scale. Maybe more of a 6. There's a lot of it gives you a lot back immediately when you press on it. Very springy, but it does feel like it's going to be quite comfortable. And lots of pillows here. Most of them, at least here in the front, seem more decorative in nature, but they obscure what look like pretty high quality and feel like very, very, very plush pillows. A set of 4 of them back there. That's nice. Nice light fixture here, and the sort of the decorative nature of the wall behind the headboard. Again, just everything very, very, very large. An extension of that floral pattern, perhaps. I think I've seen one of these JBL alarm clock radios before, but pretty nice. And JBL is a well-known brand. Don't necessarily see this every day. This, regardless of what it looks like, is actually a light switch. It's a dimmer, so you can kind of not only just toggle on and off the bedside light here, but you can also control the brightness, and for sort of a quiet late evening ambiance, you can perhaps turn down the lights a little bit. And there's a QR code here for the bodega menu. Now this particular Kimpton property used to have, or perhaps still does, have a restaurant called The Outlier, but it's been closed for quite some time, as I understand. And so this bodega is a reference to essentially a mini bar kind of menu, except that it's located by the front desk downstairs, and guests can pick up things like beer, wine, and water and snacks, and they are exorbitantly priced. But I believe part of the deal that I signed up for, apparently, or received with my booking on Hotels.com, I get $30 credit towards that. But if you're prepared to pay $7 for a 1 liter bottle of water, then the bodega may be for you. Not terribly much storage space in this room. There's not like a chest of drawers, as far as I know, anywhere. So this bedside table offers some of the only space that you'll find. And over on the other side here, instead of there's another bedside table, of course, with another lamp, but instead of drawer space, there is a mini fridge. And off the foot of the bed, and to the right, is the aforementioned sort of living room lounge area. floor to ceiling curtains, everything just sort of a cut above in styling and quality. A huge glass kind of coffee table, a couch with two very, very large cushions and plenty of pillow space. Not a terribly plush couch, but I think it's exactly the kind of consistency that you'd want. More artwork and really a unique looking kind of golden hued chair there. A gilded chair, but with fairly comfortable cushion there. A little hard though. And then switching gears now to the area where you might do work. Typical these days, not a terribly ergonomically friendly chair, but it looks like it will offer you a decent amount of support. Just without armrests, you can of course raise and lower it, so it's okay. I think we'll give it a B. No one uses these anymore, but I guess if you want to call the front desk, room service doesn't exist. I didn't see a concierge, or apparently they do have valet parking, but they don't have a car. And interesting, looks like a pencil, but appears to be more of a pen. But you don't see these terribly often here in the even in post-COVID times, so it's interesting touch. Television itself here. If you're trying to watch it from the bed, it's going to be pretty small, but the television itself is nice, at least a 42 inches here, but and perhaps it pivots. I'm not sure, swings so that you can. Yeah, it does a little bit, so that the folks on the couch can see it as well, but maybe not terribly well thought out, at least not optimal. And plenty of traditional outlets. Looks like there's an on-off switch here, but it's a hub of about six traditional outlets here. I don't see any USB availability there, and then looks like perhaps a recycling bin and a regular trash can, but definitely well lit, high quality. Possibly can't ask for much more. Now, based on everything else we've seen in this room, one would expect the bathroom to be large, and one would not be disappointed. Let's enter. We have a walk-in shower. This is very, very, very well lit. Very, very nice. I think this is a very comfortable place to be, almost like a spa kind of an atmosphere. Bath amenities from Atelier Blome. I'm not going to bother reading all these different scents and essences and that you'll find in these bath products, but suffice it to say, these dispensers here offer you lots of different experiences, I can only imagine. Nothing too special about the shower head here, or any nozzles and such, but decent shower here. You've got a Toto toilet, and check it out, a tub with a step, and some bar soap to accompany it. This is not a jetted tub, but as you can see, it is nonetheless a fairly luxurious, I would say, tub that looks like it would be a nice experience perhaps to use if you're into that kind of thing. Now, as for the sink here, there's just a single basin, and I don't see any evidence of like a hair dryer that you find in a lot of these hotels. Like I don't see a drawer here, but nonetheless, very nice, kind of marbly countertop here. Some body lotion and another bar of soap. Some glasses with Kimpton coasters, and of course the Kohler sink here, and then a vanity mirror that's clearly lit because it's got the because it's plugged in. Oh, there's the I missed it. The hair dryer is in this little sachet here, so very cool. Not a whole lot of towels. I just see a couple of them, but I think when you check in, you receive a text message asking if you want more towels or you need anything in the room, and you can just text them back. So convenience. So overall, I would say first impressions, again, a lot of space, decent location. It is, again, 10 minutes or so from Pike Place Market. I'm sure there are hotels that are a little bit closer to the primary attractions here, but amazing amount of space here. That's not necessarily where hotels worldwide are going. I think we're going towards less resource utilization, less space, less energy consumption. But this is in a sense a bit of a throwback. And frankly, a lot of this space you don't really need, but it makes the room feel bigger, and for some people that in itself may be appealing. But as for the quality of the furnishings and the appointments, everything I would say is really top-notch from what I can tell. Nothing stands out in a way that would make this a bucket list hotel, but it's boutique and unique enough. I hadn't really heard of the Monaco sort of sub-brand of Kimpton before that. I think it's definitely worth your time to try it out, and I think it's a fine place to stay if you're spending a few days in the Seattle area and you want to be relatively close to all of the attractions. So thank you again for joining me for a tour of room 801, 8th floor at the Kimpton Monaco, Seattle. Until next time, safe travels. Marsh W13 out.